I have a question.
Yeah.
Okay, your work is on the billboard at a few places in Sharma. It's a cruel question. What's the point? Because I saw on the net a picture of your picture, and you see Conseil des Arts Canada. And when you see that, you have in mind, Conseil des Arts Canada makes some advertisement, and they probably went to the database bank, took a picture and put that, and what the people will notice is the name on the bottom.
I know, I didn't want to place it. The problem is I wanted it completely with no words, but that was one of the fights that I had with Pattison, the company, because they didn't want to be held responsible for the image that gets placed on the billboard.
Yeah, but the thing is, you have a message behind every image. But okay, first of all, I didn't see any of these in Sherbrooke, so but the people who will see it will not connect with your message probably. You will not understand.
In a sense, it didn't really matter to me.
What's the point then? To show, why not showing, you know, McGill in Montreal, the street, you know, they have these big panels, you know, it would have more impact if you have something like that. Like just around the lake here, if you would have big panels, say 4 by 8 feet, you know, maybe 10 of them, one behind each other, and the people will walk and see them and then connect. Because if people don't come to Sparrow, they will not connect all the panels in the city. If they would be like in a public place like that, in a sequence, it would be stronger. Because what's the point making art if you don't touch people, if the message doesn't go through?
I think what I was more interested in trying to do was the interruption. That wasn't necessarily the hitting home of the image. It was just even a sense of confusion, of like, this isn't, I don't understand what this is advertising. And it was something that you pass by every single day. It's something that actually bothers you more.
I'm not sure.
Like when I go on McGill, for example, or you know there's a painter in Montreal, Cynthia Gerard. I really liked her work when I see her presentation. And she has like a bunch of panels that are on the street now in the gay village. And I was walking by there. And there's something about the whimsy. What's the word whimsy? Her work is like, has a character that's almost kind of like a little magical when you see it in real life. You know, like a painting, like, I don't know how to describe it, a unicorn, a canary, like on a background like this. Like there's something that's very charming about it. But when you put it in a context of like, this is a framework and this is in a place where we're trying to promote art on an imprint on the side, I'm just like, it kills it for me. I want something confusing. I want something even annoying. Like, that's what I was going for. And ideally, there would have been no words. Like, not even the logo of the Canada Council.
Yeah.
Like, I'm supposed to see a Tim Hortons billboard here, and it's not.
Okay.
That's what I was looking for. Not even the promotion of an artwork.
It's more infiltration.
Exactly. Like a subversive act, as opposed to a celebratory act.
And this is Korean, just to reply to D, this is Korean, but what's your kind of critique is the fact that most people go, oh, everything's fine, everything's perfect, so your work is kind of camouflage in the popular culture that we have all around. So the medium of public advertising fits the thing that you critique, which is good. Otherwise, it's a can good or can art. So,
Yeah.
sorry to.
No,
But
it's.
I think it would have been more effective. It would be like in the form of a graffiti. Like,
See?
instead of this big sign, if it would be like a graffiti on the wall.
Oh, graffiti.
Graffiti,
Okay,
yes.
good.
Yeah, I think it would get more into the point if you do
The
that.
problem with graffiti is that it's something that's also considered already a subversive act, that we're just like, oh, these punks. I want someone to think, why would anyone spend this kind of money on something that doesn't even make any sense in this space?
Yeah.
That's annoying. Like, I need it to be annoying. When I woke up that day, when I started hearing about the Charter of Values and walking to work, and I'm surrounded by a bunch of people that have no idea what this does to someone psychologically. They're just going about their day. All you want to think is like, look, I love people. I love this province. I'm an artist because I believe that my role is to try to make something for society. But at this point, I want to fuck you up a little.
Yeah, but do you think you did? You actually did? Because I like the work, and I would like you to show it again, all the ones that are on the back panel, and maybe explain the meaning, but the people who will see it have to be aware of your work, have to be aware of the thought behind these, because otherwise they will just think, oh, that's and they might not get the right message. They might even don't see it. Oh, it's not interesting. You know, I'm not sure.
No, I really appreciate that you bring this up because, like, when the hell else am I going to get to bring it up? You know what I mean? It is a huge dilemma.
Yeah.
But, sorry.
Well, if I can add to this, it's I went to get all the pictures a few days ago, and I have an old junker of a car, and one of the panels is right next to a garage, mechanics. So I park my car not where the client should be and everything, and I get out of the car. 3 mechanics get out because they think there's this weirdo who needs special attention, you know, and it's obvious my car needs it. But I'm like, okay, no, I have my camera, I'm just taking a picture of this thing, I'll be here just out of your way in a few seconds, right? And so the people come up to me and they said, yeah, this is so much nicer than McDonald's or Tim Hortons, and it's so pretty, and we keep looking at it. And I was like, oh yeah. And they didn't get, obviously they didn't get the message, but in their world, because it's really pollution and airspace, they really saw a difference. So for the people there, and then they saw Mona's name on it, and they were like, yeah, we want to look it up because it had just been posted, right? Yeah. So they saw the name, and I guess maybe a couple of these people will look it up, but for that environment, it really, I can say it really made a big impact.
Maybe
because
just
they're so used to the rest.
call it an interruption.
Yeah.
As opposed to anything else. No, I understand what you're saying. Like, if it was an environment where it can really be observed one after another and people could get the idea that, oh, there's a story behind this, it would bring something different. But at this point in time, like, I just wanted an interruption. Especially since when I tried to speak to so many people about the point of view, as far as I got, I'll tell you one conversation that I was very excited about. The man who was renovating the floors in my apartment, he said, look, I have a sister who's gay, and I've grown up with 3 sisters otherwise, and they dated whoever they wanted, and you have these Muslim cultures that are coming in and trying to control the women, and that is complete bullshit. And like, you have these Indian cultures and whatnot, and these men that are really patriarchal and stuff like that, and they could come in, and you have these, you know, these religious symbols, and you have these Sikhs. And I wasn't saying anything, but the moment he said Sikhs, I stopped him, and I grabbed him by the lapels, and I said, but they're so good looking. And he stopped, and he's like, well, what do you mean? I'm like, they're turbans, they're beards, they're large men. They come from the farming province of Punjab. They get enough to eat. They drink a lot. They tell jokes. They're hilarious. They're like the gods of India. How could you ever say that they were anything but amazing? And he's just like, I don't know. You know, and I'm just like, look at the other point of view. Like, you see them as villains, and really there are sex symbols, you know, like, dude, stop, you know, and then he was completely shocked, and he was just like, oh, I just saw them as violent oppressors. I'm like, you don't know anything. Yeah. You don't understand female sexuality. You don't understand. And I just thought it was funny, but like, and then he's like, oh, okay, and he started to understand that maybe there's different ways of seeing, like, these things. But these aren't conversations that I ever get to have at all, so, like, sometimes the most you can hope for is just an interruption of some kind, you know? And yeah, no, if I could do this project exactly how I wanted, I would love to put no text. Yeah. That's the only change that I would do. Sorry.